Hey, what's up you guys, it's Connor, and today I'm going to be doing my birthday book haul. If you guys don't know, my birthday was January 4th, and for my birthday, my family members and friends and stuff like that usually end up giving me books or bookish items. The first book that I got was actually from Tor, and that is Love Songs and Other Lies by Jessica Pennington. This is a signed ARC, and it came with a guitar pick that has a heart with an X on it, and it also came with a shirt that has a heart and an X on it. I'll keep the shirt, but I'm gonna give the book to my mom because I don't like summery romance books, and that's exactly what this is. Gonna see if she likes it, and maybe I'll get her to do a review on this channel. We'll see. Next, the same aunt that gives me tons of books for Christmas also gives me tons of books for my birthday. She gave me Edge Dancer by Brandon Sanderson. This is the standalone edition of this book, and I really enjoyed Edge Dancer a lot. I think I gave it like 4.5 or 5 stars when I read it. And I have 2 shelves that are just Brandon Sanderson books, so I definitely wanted my own individual copy of this book. I know it's printed in Arcanum Unbounded, but I wanted this one. This is set in the same world as his Stormlight Archive series and is actually set after the events of the second book, so you'd have to read the first 2 in there before you read this, but I definitely recommend it. It was a ton of fun. Why am I acting like this is a wrap-up? I got this one. Next, she gave me The Sea of Monsters, which is the second book in the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. These are the hardcover editions of the ones that if you line them all up, they create the New York cityscape. I have number 1 and 3, but I'm missing 2, and I want to get 4 and 5 eventually, just so I have this edition of one of my favorite series, one of my favorite middle grade series. I was rereading them last year and never finished, so maybe I'll restart so I can finish this Percy Jackson project that I was planning on doing a long time ago and never finished. She also gave me Darkness of Dragons, which is book 10. Yes, in the Wings of Fire series by Tweety T. Sutherland, and she also gave me Darkstalker, which Darkstalker, which is the prequel book for the Wings of Fire series. It follows this big dragon who is a big part of their history and why Nightwings are considered one of the more powerful types of dragons. So I really want to read more about Darkstalker and what he was up to before the Wings of Fire series began, or when he was still out and about in the world. And so I think I'm all caught up with the Wings of Fire series once I read these 2 books, and I am super happy. And they all just look amazing on the shelf together. I'll post a picture on Instagram eventually of all of the Wings of Fire books right in a row because it's amazing. She then gave me Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Search, which is the second trilogy of comic books that are set after the TV show was over, but before The Legend of Korra. I really enjoyed the first trilogy, which is called The Promise, and I wanted to continue along, and I wanted to continue in these editions because it includes notes from the authors. You get a little bit of an inside scoop into the story of all these characters and why they chose certain things, or why they included certain letters or certain words in the background, which I found very interesting. So hopefully I'll be reading this one soon, and I will do a review on it because I did a review of the first book, and I'll leave that up in the cards below if you want to check it out. And the last book that my aunt gave me this time around is going to be Firstborn and Defending Elysium by Brandon Sanderson. These are 2 short stories that I don't know if they have anything to do with the Cosmere or anything like that. I haven't really heard too many people talk about them or read them, but it's the only 2 short stories I think that he has published that I haven't read yet. Like, I've read all of his novels except for I'm still currently reading Oathbringer because I am super slow with that book for some reason. I just stopped halfway through and never continued, so I need to go back and actually finish that one and do a review on it. But hopefully I'll be reading this and this soon. It's one of those books that has one book on one side and then the other book on the other, and it is signed. I also got a birthday present from my friend Kayla, who is Bookadoodles here on YouTube. I'll leave a link down in the description to her channel if you want to check her out, which I highly suggest. She ended up giving me the first book in the Wings of Fire series because I had never owned it. I borrowed the first book from my brother and read it, and then started getting the books after that. So she has completed my Wings of Fire collection with the first book. Just yes. This one is called The Dragonette Prophecy, and I actually pushed this series onto Kayla. I was like, you need to read this, you need to read this. And she finally did, and she loves it. So it's funny that it's come full circle and she's giving me the first book. So thank you, Kayla. Next are books that my parents and my brother gave me. First off, my parents gave me some comic books. I got Justice League Volume 4. These are all of the New 52 ones because that's where I jumped in and what I've been reading. Teen Titans Volume 3, Green Lanterns Volume 3, because the Green Lantern is my favorite superhero, even though the movie was terrible. And then Shazam Volume 1, because I heard that DC is making Shazam into a movie, so I wanted to read the comic and learn a little bit more about him before the movie comes out. I don't know when that's coming out. My family also gave me the Tales of the Shadowhunter Academy by Cassandra Clare and a couple of other people. I've heard that you're supposed to read this before you continue along and read Lady Midnight, I think is the first book in the next series that she's been writing. I read The Mortal Instruments so long ago when it first came out. Hopefully I'll read this and enjoy this. I'm not sure, my reading taste has changed significantly since I read The Mortal Instruments and have read a Cassandra Clare book. We'll see, hopefully I still enjoy it. My parents also gave me Fairy Tail Collection 6, which is episodes 121 through 142 of the Fairy Tail anime, which I've said before I really enjoy. I watched a lot of them online, and then I got to a point where I couldn't remember which episode I was on, so now I am collecting these and figuring out where I was in the anime so that I can continue my watch of the anime. My brother gave me A Silent Voice, the complete 7-volume series. If I'm correct on this, it follows a guy and a girl, or maybe it's just the guy. When they were younger, he teased this girl who's deaf, and now that they're older, he's trying to make amends for treating her so poorly, and she is not as receptive as he was hoping. And then it follows them going back and forth, and I'm not exactly sure on it. I just know that one of the main characters is deaf, and that's why I really wanted to check this out, and I've heard amazing things. A couple more comic books that were in a different package. They gave me Batman Volume 5, which is 0 Year Dark City, and they also gave me Swamp Thing Volume 2 because I read the first volume a long time ago and enjoyed it, but I never continued, so hopefully I will be continuing here shortly. I got Braving the Wilderness by Brene Brown. I've been watching a lot of Brene Brown videos on YouTube and watching her talks and everything like that, so I wanted to pick up one of the books that she's published to see how that compares to her speeches that she gives, and I just really love Brene Brown. I think that she is incredibly intelligent and I really enjoy her talks, so I'm hoping to enjoy her book as well. I got The Magic Thief Lost, which is book 2 by Sarah Perneas, I don't remember. In the first book, the boy pickpockets a wizard and steals his amulet or something like that. The main character finds out he has magic and then becomes a bit of an apprentice to this guy. It's for a little bit of a younger middle grade audience, so I have been really enjoying them for the fun, upbeat nature that they are. I like to put books like this in between heavier, darker reads so that it brings me back up so that I am ready to be depressed by other books again. These are always just a really fun time, and I recommend the first one at least. They gave me False Hearts by Laura Lamb, which, as you guys know, I absolutely love. I did a book review for this book, and I'll leave it up in the card symbol if you want to check it out. But I had an arc of it, and I really wanted my own finished copy so that I would have it on the shelf next to Shattered Minds, which came out this past year, 2017. This one follows two conjoined African-American twins who grew up in a cult and then escape and get separated, and they're living in this future scientific San Francisco. One twin gets in a whole bunch of trouble and has to go into hiding and is on the run. And the other twin, the one that you really follow, has to go undercover as her sister and try to figure out what the heck her sister was up to. And I loved it. They also gave me Frozen Tides by Morgan Rhodes. This is the 4th book in the Fallen Kingdom series, which has been described as a Game of Thrones light. There is very little character security and people get killed off all the time. I wasn't too impressed with the first 2 books in the series, but I did start to really get invested in the 3rd book, and I heard that this one is the best one in the series, so I'm curious to see what will happen to all these characters in this world. Hopefully, if I enjoy it enough, I'll continue along and finish the series, which I think is in 2 or 3 books. Down to the last 3 books. My parents ended up ordering me Harry Potter, A History of Magic, which is a companion to the Harry Potter series. It has different sections, like this one says astronomy, and then you can flip through it, and this one says divination. Can I not flip to a page that's just regular? So it has different tarot cards and everything like that. I really wanted this one because I think that it looks absolutely amazing, and it actually matches the size of the illustrated normal editions. So I'm happy to add this to my collection, and I really do want to put this down and flip through it every once in a while just so I can learn a little bit more that maybe I didn't know before. So thank you, parents. And because it was from the book depository, I got a Alice in Wonderland bookmark. If you guys have followed me for a while, not this past year, but the year before, I went to London for Thanksgiving and I splurged on some Harry Potter stuff. So they ended up continuing my collection of the UK Deluxe Harry Potter editions, the illustrated ones. And so I have the 3rd one, which is this cool teal blue color. It actually is lighter blue than is showing up on the camera right now. And it comes in this slip case, and then the book is actually inside, and then you can open it. It's covered in plastic right now, so I'm not gonna get it out. But if you wanna check out what they look like on the inside, at least a little bit, I'll leave a link to that book haul up in the card symbol so you can see. Every inside cover has this gold foil Hogwarts castle on it, and then inside is a poster of Diagon Alley. I'll open this eventually and I'll know for sure if it's the same Diagon Alley poster or if it's different this time. I absolutely love these editions. They're a little too large to fit on any of the shelves, so they have to go up on top of my bookshelves, but they are gorgeous and I love them. And the last book that I got for my birthday was one that I was not expecting at all. I didn't even know this was a thing. And that is this. I asked for the Fantastic Beasts Illustrated edition, either the UK or the US. I didn't care because I liked both covers. But then my dad apparently found this gorgeous copy, which is amazing. And this is the Deluxe UK edition that's similar to what I just showed you, the light blue one. And when you open it, it has a dragon on it. It is so pretty, and the illustrations inside are absolutely amazing. I don't know how they compare to the regular edition. I'm sure they're similar, but this edition, oh my gosh, so pretty. This will also be going up on the top of my shelves with the rest of the Deluxe Harry Potter edition series. But that's everything I got. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and comment down below if you've read any of these books. Would you like to see me read any of these sooner rather than later? Do you have any recommendations for me? As always, leave those down in the comments, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.